versus the 10 seed. Fatso is the 7 seed. Sorantyan is the 10. However, Fatso has recently taken the world record. So, of course, we're expecting a lot from Fatso, but with how much Sorantyan's improved, just put up a big PB yesterday, I believe. This is going to be a hot race.
This is, and both runners starting with different routes. That's awesome. One Bright Man and one Pharaoh. It's going to be a good race with different strats being shown right off the bat. Let's go.
We've seen a lot of both of these routes at this point. You've probably heard by now that Pharaoh is theoretically the faster route, though right before there was the world record from Fatso, Becco put up a world record with Bright first. So either of these are extremely viable. It really just comes down to execution.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, Pharaoh first can save you about 6 seconds if your movement and your execution of balloon strats are really tight, but not too far of a stretch for these two runners to pull off some really good strats, really difficult moves. So it's definitely going to be a really good matchup.
Mm-hmm. And so we're seeing Sorantyan going with the only option that he has, using those grasshoppers to get across. Got some decent luck, some decent long jumps, but that is one of the big things that you have to deal with on Bright is luck. You're going to have to hope for some good luck from those grasshoppers. Fatso, we'll see, won't have to do that. He's going to have some tricks up his sleeve.
Yeah, interesting thing with Soran, he's going to be coming up with the Bright Man fight here. His health is stacked up in a way where at 16, 8, and 4 health, Bright Man will freeze the screen, freezing Mega Man in place. And you can offset that by shooting a lemon shot somewhere within the first 3 shots of the fight to offset his health values so he doesn't freeze you. Save a lot of time.
Yeah, just got to be careful, make sure that nothing gets off there. We see Fatso finish up the Pharaoh fight. That one, you're just going to be hitting him with charge shots. Oh, and he gets the animation skip. Very nice.
That animation skip's going to save about 2 seconds for him to get out of that stage faster. That's a really good job by Fatso. Really good job by Soren to finish up the Bright. And we're pretty close already. Both are out fairly within 5-10 seconds of each other.
Yeah, and that's the nice thing about this route is both stages are pretty close to the same length. Not exactly, but pretty close. So after this, we'll obviously have a better idea of right where they're at, but it's still pretty easy to compare them, even though they're doing slightly different routes for these first 2 stages.
Yeah, and you'll see Soren using Flash Stopper strats here in Pharaoh to freeze the screen and in such a way that when you slide, the global countdown for the Flash Stopper won't count down. So you can potentially use this one Flash Stopper for an entire screen like Soren just did.
Yeah, that was some great movement, and then just nice and smooth over the balloon pit. We, of course, saw Fatso make that same jump. You don't have to have the Flash Stopper, but it does calm the mind a bit to be able to freeze that dragonfly and not worry about getting sniped. And now we see Fatso going for the balloon strats.
These are some very difficult strats, and one false move can ruin your day. Very hard, but very, very neat strats to pull off here. Very good job by Fatso, making it look easy.
Yeah, cruise through, no problems. You see just the amount of lag going on with the balloons there, but then you're also trying not to activate a lot of those grasshoppers so that there's not even more lag, and moving through quickly across all that, that's difficult.
Yeah, the more things that are on the screen here in Mega Man 4, the more it lags up, so you kind of want to do some lag reduction strats to kind of help you out to get through as fast as you can. You'll see that in a lot of later stages where there's a lot more things going on, like in Dustman lag, quote unquote lag room.
So yeah, we can see these 2 routes getting pretty close, getting into the boss doors at pretty similar times. Now Fatso is going to have the added benefit of being able to use the Pharaoh shot rather than Buster, and it doesn't do more damage. It's just that you can use that shot above your head and the one that you throw to essentially get charged shots in twice as fast.
Yeah, I like to call it the 2 shot for the price of 1.
Yeah, exactly. And so with that, Fatso coming out just a little bit ahead, but not a big difference between these two after 2 stages. But Ringman stage coming up, that can be an equalizer.
Yeah, we're about 4 seconds, like Chrissy said in chat. We're 4 seconds apart here going into Ringman, and this Ringman stage is very tight routing. You're gonna lose a lot of health and a lot of ammo, but if done correctly, you're just gonna fly right through the stage.
Yeah, should all be very calculated deboost and balloon and Pharaoh ammo usage. See Fatso having no problem through the first couple screens.
Soren had to take a hit from that turret. That's all in your luck with RNG with that turret. You know, you can get hit or you can get through there for free like Fatso did.
Mm-hmm.
It's really kind of luck of the draw.
Yeah. Soren using the balloon across that first hippo. Fatso switched to Pharaoh just a little bit earlier. Not a big difference in time. I believe the Pharaoh is going to be a bit quicker, but you do use that extra ammo. And so it's kind of nice to give yourself a bit of a buffer by doing the balloon. Had some problems with that Whopper.
Ouch. He missed 2 shots and he got hit twice, so it's going to make his health be really low here going into the checkpoint room.
I think the health is the bigger concern than ammo, but yeah, 4 HP right now, really hoping for a drop. Otherwise, there's no way to get past the next Whopper that is guaranteed safe.
Yeah. That's the tricky part about that room. If you don't get it just right, your movement just right, you could fall straight through that platform and straight into death. But now, good news is it's got plenty of health now, so...
Yeah, it does have plenty of health. Looks like it's going to use Buster, which I think is probably the right call, though you're always a little concerned about doing anything different than usual. Meanwhile, Fatso just crushes through Ringman, no problems. He didn't have a single hit he could take, and it wasn't a problem. He didn't take anything.
Ringman's pretty scripted. He does the exact same thing every time, so it's easy to react to his movements. So both runners should know that and should be pretty comfortable with it. Fatso made easy work of it. Soren's going to make easy work here, no doubt, because he's got plenty of health, plenty of ammo.
Yeah, and that is nice to not have that concern. And I mean, there's a lot of really costly deaths in Mega Man 4. That's not the worst one we could have seen. So let's hope that that's kind of it, and then there's plenty of opportunity for Soren to climb back.
Yeah, you're only looking at about maybe 20-second time loss, easily to make up a little bit later. As he goes through the rest of this run. Still an early game, still anybody's run.
Yeah, lots of run to go. Meanwhile, NC, Fatso taking a death.
That's how quick this game can change, man.
Fatso's gonna have just a little bit of a lead from not having to watch the animation that Soren just watched. That's the only difference.
You'll see Fatso doing a lot of Bright Pharaoh compared to Soren using Bright here. Bright Flash Stopper is going to be a lot more consistent, a lot easier, but it's going to create a little bit more lag on screen in this room right here, whereas using Pharaoh, you can kind of cut down on the lag and make it a little bit faster.
Man, and it's known as the lag room for a reason. Fatso's doing a really good job of containing the lag, and we're still seeing so much. And then we see that difference in strats, both extremely viable strats.
Yeah, Soren actually made a really good lag room too, not creating too much lag. He did a really good job controlling himself and getting those ladybugs off screen as fast as possible.
And the Crusher now, let's see, Fatso's going for the fast Crusher. Nice, very well done. We'll see if Soren can get it.
He's got the setup. Oh,
very
nice.
Yeah, it looks extremely scary. I mean, in my opinion, it is, but the people that are good at it will tell you, no problem. Nice and consistent.
Yeah, once you get a good feel to doing that strat, it's pretty much you get it every time. It just looks super scary. It's just one of those things you got to get comfortable with,
Yeah.
The Dustman fight here sucks.
We gotta, if Dustman wants to make himself known, and ColonelFatso's already getting a little bit of it.
Ooh, that was close.
Differences in RNG could make a difference. Well, okay.
He had
Fatso got one sec. Okay, about the same. They were both able to cancel it. They had the health for it. Both had pretty good kills.
Yep. Both did a really good job in that fight. And it was Soran just a slightly off middle pixel there, so it's going to be a little bit later getting out of it, but still pretty close.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're about 6 or 7 seconds was what that looked like to me. So
yeah, about 7 seconds.
Just barely different from our last stage, and that's with those deaths.
All right, going into Skullman, where you'll see the first one and only zip in this run right here with ColonelFatso. What Mega Man 4 creators did was they decided that if you're in a wall and you don't have iframes, you're gonna die. So the trick is here to take iframes from that. Oh no!
And speaking of, the balloon will crush you if you're not in iframes.
Yep, that balloon.
There it is.
That's a good example.
Oh man, I mean, really a really big time strat from Fatso to even do that second balloon and really try to get himself right at the top of the ladder. You don't see a whole lot of people going for that. Maybe
you
just
don't,
one
because
balloon.
of that reason. It's so easy to get crushed by that balloon.
Yeah.
He goes for it a lot, and it's when he gets it, it just looks amazing. But man, it's super tricky.
Yeah, and it always kind of amazes me how quickly you can get crushed by the balloon.
Oh no, Soran!
Soran taking the death now. That's going to be a pretty quick one right here.
And
but
now
look at that!
Back,
oh, they're gonna be exactly together.
Now they're back neck and neck again. This is amazing. This is just how it goes to show you how great these runners are. They have missteps and they're still really, really close to each other. Just amazing race so far.
And all of these deaths are because they're not holding anything back.
Right, they're just going for it.
There's
you can
absolutely
tell.
no safety strats. This is all out, pedal to the metal, going crazy.
This is like it. Mega Man 4 on speed.
Yeah. We got another little bit of RNG in how long... Oh man, Fatso got a really quick one. How long that skull shield is up.
Oh, now you see the difference in skull shields. Fatso's got that God shield, while Soran got the worst possible shield you can get.
Watching them back to back like that is just painful to see one flash up and down. So right now, that's about all that's separating them. I mean, they came back.
Yeah, that's amazing, and you can see just in the differences of how that pattern went in the fight. What a cruel mistress this game can be.
Mm-hmm. and we're only halfway, just a little over halfway through the 8 robos. We
still got a lot of game left, and it's so exciting already.
We're going to see some more of that flash stopper, really trying to extend it out. And dive stage is one that gets a little tricky, especially for newer runners, because you now have a change in physics with the underwater jumping and everything. And then you also have a change in slide mechanics. You want to explain kind of how that works?
Yeah, usually you can jump out of your slide, but when you're underwater, you cannot jump out of your slide, so you have to do some slide cancels. You know, but you got to really get comfortable with it, because if you mess it up, you can easily slide into some spikes really quickly or into a pit really quickly. And that's ColonelFatso just showing off some slide cancels right there with that squishy jumping short. He did a slide cancel, froze the screen, and was able to make it under him all in one fast movement. And that's really what you want to do, is make your slide cancels just really coincide with your movement just really well.
And one jumps the whale.
Yeah, one jumps the whale like a pro, man.
Between the movement and the mashing, yeah, Fatso's putting on a bit of a clinic this stage. This is impressive.
This is a good stage for Fatso. Soran just right behind him, doing a really good job. Makes it over that wire pit. Doesn't want to fall into that, because that'll waste a lot of time. Trust me, I know.
Yeah, no wire. One day we'll have wire strats, I believe, but...
Now dive fight.
Yeah, again, a pretty scripted fight. It's going to be almost exactly the same every time.
As you tell, it was a flawless victory for Fatso. Really good job. And another flawless victory by Soran. Very well job. You can get a fast exit out of here too if you jump at the right spot and get that center pixel. Looks like they both missed the fast exit, but got the center pixel.
Yeah.
They're still saving about, I don't know, what, like 70 frames there?
Something like that, yeah. And then it's another 80, I believe, if you get
If
the
you get the fast exit, yeah.
animation. Yep, yeah. All right, so we got 2 robot masters left. We've got Drillman and Toadman, and Drillman is our next opportunity for some RNG.
And guess what weapon we're going to use for the entire stage for the next 2 stages? Once again, Bright Stop. Gosh dang it, Flash Stopper. Good lord. Bright, Flash Stopper, whatever the hell it is, you're going to use it a lot.
We'll use a lot of it, yeah. And again, you got to chain your slides. Most of the screens aren't too difficult to make it through, but kind of at the end, we'll get to have a little challenge to see who can have the best slide chaining.
Zoran got underneath that bottom bat really well. That was really good.
No issues with the turret room. That's one of the places where the flash topper really helps. And Fatso's about to be entering right here this last screen. If he can make it all the way through this with 1 flash topper, then that is a sign of some really good movement.
Yeah. Usually it takes most people about 2 flash toppers to get through this last screen here, but some of the good runners can just chain their slides so very well that it just takes 1. Looked like he had to flash a second time right at the end, which happens. Soren had to flash at the same spot.
Same spot, so looks like they were pretty equal.
Yeah.
Just the slightest little missed jump or not getting them quite chained together will be enough, so it's very hard to do that in 1. And now we're hoping for no dives from Dive Man 2.0. Hope there's 1.
Looks like you got 1 for Fatso. This fight can be such a kick in the nuts sometimes, you know. I had him dive on me 6 times one time, just insta dive back to back, and it was the worst. No dives for Soren.
No dives for Soren, yeah.
So he increased the gap there by a little bit. So now they're going into the last Robo Master stage, Toadman. Got a couple of pitfalls in it. You want to talk about the dangerous places in Toadman stage?
Yeah, I always think of Toadman as the hardest easy stage, or maybe it's the easiest hard stage, I'm not sure, but it seems so deceptively simple. You're going to use Flash Stopper the whole time, you're going to be chaining your slides, but now we've got wind in the first screen, we've got waterfalls pushing you around in the second screen, you've got lots of things, kind of like with Dive Man, that just change the way that Mega Man normally handles. And so some of these pits that look like they're not very big become very tricky.
Indeed. It's one of the easiest boss fights around, and it's also one of the hardest to optimize stages in this run. So it's really kind of half and half. Hard to optimize stage and an easy fight. It's like they're rewarding you for doing a good job in this stage.
Yeah. Yeah, just very tricky. And I think because of that, it's pretty easy to hesitate lots of different places, and so like you said, the optimization ends up being the big deal. It's one thing to make it through the stage without falling in a pit, it's a whole other thing to do that very quickly, and so it's a toughie.
Last snail here with Soren, you gotta be careful, because if you freeze too early, I believe you can soft lock there.
Yeah,
they both make it through. Getting the soft lock is rare, but I haven't seen it happen before.
Yeah, I've heard that it's a frame perfect problem. You have to do it in the very first frame. See, Fatso, nice right in the middle kill. That's excellent. You just have Toadman dance a little bit for you while you blast him with drill bombs.
Yeah, like Looking Toad always likes to say, Toadman just likes to dance. There's nothing wrong with that.
Who likes to party? Toadman likes to party.
Yeah, nothing wrong with partying.
And
both runners getting out with a low 19, 8 robos, which is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, and the back half of those 8 robos, despite the missteps in the beginning, were very clean.
Very clean indeed. I would kill to have that kind of 8 robos.
No kidding.
Yeah, 11 seconds apart, it looks like. So we're going in here with Cossack 1, and What do you think, Otter? You think they'll choose to get this easy E-Tank here to the left?
I'm gonna go no.
I'm gonna say they're not going for it.
I don't know if I've ever seen Fatso take a safety anything in my life, and so I don't think we'll see it today either.
I don't think so either. It looks like they're just gonna go for it. They don't need no stinking E-Tanks. They're professionals. No. They do this all the time.
Yeah, we do have, we saw Fats already deal with it, and Soren doing it now, dealing with these slinkies at the beginning, lots of little jumps, and again, it's tough to optimize your movement, and then you just get into the screen that Fats is at now, that casually is just a horrible, horrible pain, and then as a speedrun, it's very easy for a small mistake to be a big difference, but he has no problems, he just cruises.
Fatso just missed that despawn on that last Skeleton Joe. Didn't quite get the back and forth down in time, so he had to do a little bit of backup strats there.
Yeah, I think I've seen Fatso do, like Soren just did, do that D-boost.
Yeah.
I think that's what he was originally planning, and then the jump was just a bit off, so he had to do that climb.
That back and forth, if done right, can save a little bit of time compared to taking that D-boost. It's not a lot of time saved, but it's just slightly. You just got to do it just perfectly to get that D-boost.
Soren was going to use a balloon to just go over the big ol' stomper, but he had other plans. Yeah. And Fatso had a great moth fight, though. I didn't see any missed shots there.
That's a really good moth fight. So the idea is to get moth, to down moth before he kind of shoots his arrow into the ground. So you kind of want to get him before he does that, which Soren got a little bit of a weird pattern, so getting that one shot down in the middle, that'll happen when you get that pattern, but still made it up with the last fight, the last shot right after. No big deal.
And now we're on to the always exciting Cossack 2. I think we're going to see some pretty nifty stuff from Fatso. Starting off with that very nice double balloon to get through the second screen, and now across the spikes. Ooh, now okay. Ooh. I think he'll be fine, but taking that hit from the skull enemy right at the beginning kind of threw him off just a bit. Yeah,
this stage here, it's a lot like Ringman. You're going to run low on health when by the time you get to Square Machine, and it looks like Fatso's already dangerously low as it is.
Yeah,
so be careful.
With that extra hit he took, now if it were me, I'd be going for this health. Okay, he did.
That's smart.
Yeah, just a slight detour to be in a lot better position health-wise.
Indeed, and a very good idea to take it. Doesn't waste a lot of time to reach up and grab it real quick. So he's still in a good commanding lead. Looks like Soren might have to take it too. But he's not going to.
Not going to. Ooh.
1 HP. Oh, man, that'll happen. If you spawn that balloon just a little bit too early like you did, you're going straight into those spikes. Oh.
And I'm sure he was worried about that bat being at 1 HP. And so, yeah, put the balloon in an awkward spot. We should also talk about Fatso going into the Square Machine fight. A lot of randomness here.
Looked like he got a 3 pattern right first.
Yep, 3 on the first one. A 3-2 or a 2-3 is the most common, and he gets worse than average luck with a 3-3. Ooh.
Still pretty close fight. Still anybody's matchup. We still got a lot of castle stages left.
And if Soren gets an amazing, miraculous 1-1 or something like that, then well, that's not happening with the first pass.
It's a 3, but with his health in the shape it is, he should feel pretty comfortable with taking some D-boosts off the shots and stuff, so he should line him up for a good 5-shot first cycle. He gets 4, so...
Yeah, shot 5 of them, but something must have gone in die for him, so we got... There is the 3-2. Like I said,
the 3-2, the most common, yeah.
And so just a little bit better than what Fatso got.
There you go. Now we're going to be in auto-scroller hell. Pretty much not much you can do about making this go any faster. Just you can save some time by getting things off the screen as fast as you can, like those turns or those up and down platforms at the last screen. Other than that, you're just at the mercy of the auto scroll.
Yep. Yeah, little optimizations that can make little bits of difference, but
Soran doing a little run verification there.
yeah, yeah. I feel like I could feel those buster shots, and those were frustration buster shots.
Ooh.
Oh, and Fatso.
Ooh, that's a
Going
long
down.
way down for unwanted screen transition, right down to the squishy.
That screen is awful, and yeah, you'll see a lot of folks don't slide across there, though. Of course, sliding's always faster, but for exactly that reason, because it's punishing if you do fall down.
And one thing we don't want to see is we don't want to see a runner take a death, especially in the latter part of this stage, because it can take a lot of time away from you. You could lose a lot of time. Because like I said, you're at the mercy of this auto scroll. Looks like Soran did the same thing, the same unwanted screen transition. It's like they're having the same run right now.
Yeah, Soren a little too dedicated to the sync.
Yeah. Fatso making it up.
We're gonna have somebody behind the scenes checking to make sure that we're just not capturing the same. Yeah, we got the same stream.
Yeah. Now this fight, this twin cockroach fight's pretty much the same every time. The only difference is whether they give you one big fat shot or 4 little balls. You want to get this up and down, 1 shot for the price of 2, or 2 shots for the price of 1.
Yeah, something. I think Fatso might have. Yeah, I think he put one of those shots into iframes. That didn't see exactly where it was, but that was not. It should have been dead 1 shot sooner.
Yeah, good indicator if you missed the fight a little bit is if that second cockroach comes back around to the bottom, then that means you didn't quite get a full charge shot in, or you hit one of the cockroaches while he still had iframes. So, or the second.
And that does also make a difference for Pharaoh ammo. Shouldn't be a game breaker or anything, but let's see.
You don't have balloons.
Can it happen? No, Rush!
Rush! You betrayed us, Rush!
Bad dog!
Bad dog! Go lay down, you son of a bitch! Oh, man. Betrayed us, and like I said, commentator's curse. It is a long way back. Oh.
Yeah, that's... That is
I
the
blame
most
Rush.
Painful death in the game.
I blame Rush for that. That's a bunch of bull crap right there.
Yeah.
Rush spawned on the last little ledge of that platform.
Oh man.
Ah. That hurts. That's gonna hurt Soran, but I'm hoping he can maybe come back from that. But it's gonna be a long, hard battle.
Yeah, I think. I don't know. I feel like sympathetic pain. Watching anyone die on cockroaches is just the most painful thing.
It does. It hurts. It hurts because I've been there. I've died on those cockroaches before, and the whole way back, the whole way back, you're just cussing nonstop. The whole way back.
Yeah. Oh man.
Wow. So Fatso going up against Cossack catcher here, where you'll see him slide a lot, and that stops him from moving left or right. So you'll see him just go up and down.
Yeah, and Fatso has a good fight. We get to see. So we know about Dr. Cossack. There's Kalinka, the namesake for the other bracket, and it turns out Cossack's not such a bad guy after all. It's that old dastardly Wily.
It is, and I've said this before. Getting threatened by Wily in English is bad enough, but getting threatened by him in Japanese is just a whole different story.
Yeah, he's saying, "I'm gonna break you, Mega Man," but in a much more menacing,
but with attitude.
Yeah.
It's like Soren's going to take some Pharaoh ammo here. Very smart to do. I always try to take that, especially in races. You want to take that extra ammo just so you can be comfortable in the latter stages. Yeah,
I think not a bad idea in a race setting, no matter what. And then especially with having to do the cockroach fight twice, then or 1.5 times, I suppose.
Fatso here in Wily One land, in the home of the Met Daddy, and the home of all these little bitty Mets. You got small Mets, dancing Mets, and big fat Met.
Yeah, all the Mets under the sun. We got Mr. Cab's race coming up next. I'm sure he's enjoying all of the Mets. Always does.
Let's go Mets. That's right.
And yeah, this whole stage is really tricky. To me, it feels like a death by 1,000 paper cuts a lot of the time, because all of those Mets, you just have to have your timing perfect, and you gotta get in there and hit them right away. If you take a little hit, it's not a big deal. You'll survive, but you just bleed time a lot of the time through the stage. So
yeah.
Anytime you can make it through clean, it's a big deal.
Indeed. Soren making his way through Cossack catcher here. Once again, sliding into the corner, making sure you don't move left or right. Gets him down nicely. Meanwhile, Fatso with the Met Daddy fight here. Had a little bit of audio issues. It was kind of low, but no, it sounds like we got it sorted out here now. Now this this Met Daddy here, you want to get him. You want to take those deboosts off those smaller Mets to get through to the other side, so that way you don't crush you. Because man, he can take a lot of damage out of you.
Yeah, there's a lot of strategy in what you take damage from in that fight, because you're gonna take damage from something. You better make sure that it's the little Mets and set yourself up to get the hits in on Big Daddy.
Big old Met Daddy.
And Soren's going into the sewers, the bathroom, whatever it is, with all the Mets as well. So kind of keep an eye and see how his stage goes.
You know what's crazy? What's
Uh,
crazy to me is you break into Wily's castle through the bathroom, so it's like a little bit of 007 strats here. You're gonna come up in the sewers to get into Wily's castle to infiltrate the castle.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense to me. I mean, it's better than going through the front door, I guess.
And Fatso's on to Rush Jet the stage. We're gonna hope Rush has a chance to redeem himself after betraying Soren earlier. We're gonna stay on Rush the whole time, and as you can see, it's not necessarily because there's that much Rush Jet usage. It's just because menuing back and forth for the screens that you need it and then the screens that you don't would be a huge waste. So we'll just leave it up the whole time, use it when we need it, and then just keep shooting pellets when we don't.
Exactly. Fatso getting that beautiful corner down there. That's nice. Cool. That scared the crap out of me getting that. Man, every time, dude. Every time I see that, it just scares me.
I'm with you. That's wild. Yeah. Always forget it's coming, and I'm always shocked.
Fatso going to shoot this rain flush to skip that life fill animation, which is going to save a lot of time. Shooting a drill shot to disable the hitbox so you can get behind him and just ring him to death.
Yeah.
You got to do one extra menu there, but still pretty safe bet to do. Safe strat. Soren might opt to go rain flush then ring so he can save a little bit of time, but that's on him. Whatever he's comfortable with.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised to see Fatso use the drill because, as we were mentioning earlier, he's one of those that tends to kind of go all out.
Right.
But I think, this is not trying to PB, just trying to secure the race. Go with that. Just a little bit more safety makes a lot of sense to me.
Exactly. Fatso going to take the one large ammo refill and then about 4 smaller ones. Okay, he only took 3 there, so he had enough for the dust. All right. So now he's got plenty of ammo here to go into the refights. He should be pretty comfortable right now. Should feel like he's got enough to negotiate the fights, because in these refights, you want to go from one boss fight to the next with the same ammo, so that way you're saving on all those menuing. Those menus take, 2 seconds each time you pop in and out?
2 or 3, and of course, kind of depending on how well you navigate the menu too. So
exactly. Which I cannot navigate this menu to save my life. It's like I'll dance around in the menu for 5 hours before I get what I want.
I'm with you. Menu boss is the hardest boss.
It is.
I do really love the Mega Man 4 refights because we get to see a handful of kind of different strats, like you alluded to. The first one there with using dust on Pharaoh, that's a soft weakness, and so that's why Fatso needed to fill up all of that dust ammo. It's just going to be quicker than having to do that charged buster that we saw the first time through.
Exactly.
But then you still got to have it for Skull, no problem. He played that great and got a good Skull pattern again. Good Skull switch.
And you see him, he's wanting to be closer to that door, that exit door, whenever he gets the kill there. So that way it saves on some walking time, because you want to make your kills in and out of that exit door as fast as you can.
Yeah, with both Skull and Dive, we see it's really the same fight as the first time you did it, but now you're manipulating them to come all the way left instead of right in the middle. And so it's interesting how you're doing essentially the same things, but you're just moving them a different direction.
Yeah, with Brightman here, you wanted an odd number of Skull shots to displace his health in the right spot. And then the rest, his actual weakness, which is Rain Flush. And you'll leave you with one Rain Flush left for the drill fight. So the Rain Flush will work where it'll take 1 HP, even though he's underground. It'll still get him.
Yeah, it's perfect. All the bosses here have 28 HP. And so you need to know that. You need to know how much damage is being done by the weapons. If you have any issues with ammo or with hits, you got to do some on-the-fly math, which is always fun.
Right.
And Fatso just had a great drill fight.
He had a good drill fight. Only got once for him, but then finished up really nice.
Yeah. One dive is nothing to complain about, in my opinion.
Meanwhile, Soren coming into the refights, looks like should be okay with the amount of dust he has. It's going to be maybe one or two shot HP of ammo left by the time he gets done with Skull, but he should feel comfortable. So needless to say, he shouldn't be able. I wouldn't try to miss shots very often. I'd try to connect with every shot. He missed. Commentator's curse. Oh my god! I just need to shut up.
And that's the problem with Pharaoh is when he jumps around, he's easy to miss a little. Not a huge time loss or anything, but and then I think that was a mistake. I think he was trying to slide all the way through, so he's gonna have to do some extra menus. Not a huge deal, but it does add that 2-3 seconds each time.
Well, the reason why they slide underneath there and through those double capsules there is to save a little bit of time from going on the blocks and then down again. So you want to slide through there. It makes it a little bit faster to negotiate from one capsule to the next, but he did all right. Made it up for it. He'll come back to Skull a little later.
And we kind of skipped over it with that happening to Soren, but Fatso did not have the friendliest Dust. Dust really wanted him to stay around for a while and was giving him the suck. But he's through no problem. He gets through the Wily Machine. Both phases went down.
Very good machine. That was awesome. That was a good machine fight. Did a really good job.
So we're looking at one hallway and one capsule fight away from the end for Colonel Fatso.
Fatso getting out at 38 is awesome. I would love to get out of refights at a 38.
No kidding. No kidding.
It's usually, my luck is usually I'm dropping into refights at 38.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
It sounds about right, huh?
Yeah.
Shows you how great these runners are, man. These guys are some awesome speedrunners.
And Fatso's not sharing that feeling with us.
Yeah, looks like Soran is one shot off of Skull and Dust, so he had to do a little bit of buster strats.
That's what we're concerned about with this. So he would have been okay but saying just don't miss any shots. That's a lot easier said than done.
Exactly.
And there it is for Fatso. Very nice. It looked like a 3901 on the kill.
Yeah. Right out of the 3901, it looked like to me. GG's to Colonel Fatso. Very well done. Very well done. Had a few flaws in the run, but not bad. I mean, he came back and shook it off and just destroyed the later half of this speed run. So
yeah,
really found his. I think he really found his groove in Cossack 1 and on. He kind of really fell into a good safe groove there.
And really impressive work with things that went just slightly off. things like in Cossack 2, where he got hit by that skull enemy right before the spike room. You know, little things like that he handled amazingly well.
Yeah, really nicely done. Meanwhile, Soran going into the Wily machine here, getting everybody's favorite sound in the world from this ring band. Or ring boomerang.
Yeah, lots of that. Yeah, I was just, you know, don't talk during this part. Let's just enjoy that nice ASMR.
Yep. Now, what's interesting about drill shot is the actual drill itself doesn't affect a machine. The explosion is what hurts machine on phase 2. So you kind of want to do that double tap of B there to get that explosion as close to the machine as you can.
Yeah, and it's very easy to be focused on those pink Hadoukens coming at you and explode it early or be a touch late and have it dink off. Lots of things that can go wrong, of course, because that's classic Mega.
You're right. Exactly. All right, we're coming into Wily 4 here. Last stage of the game for Soran. Doing really well. Didn't seem to let those missteps affect him too much. He's just going powering through like a true speedrunner, making it look easy.
Yeah, no problems with our caterpillar friends. See if Wily's nice to him.
Let's get some good locations, some double hits here, huh? There's a double hit right there. Look, commentator's curse is gone. I just
nobody remembers when it's a good thing.
Hey, that's another double shot. Yes.
Nice. And okay, not a great spawn, but you can finish it. Very nice. Very nice.
Nice job. Very well done by Soran. GG's. That was awesome. Oh, I guess we could have put.
Oh, sorry, didn't mark done. You're right.
See if they can come in here for some interviews, maybe. Maybe we can get these guys in for some interviews, but in the meantime, make sure you guys check out the rest of the runs today. Like right after this, you got Becco and Mr. Cab. Then a little later on, Sage Hero and Pop Dot. Then you got Ahmad and Mellow Flows. So a whole big Mega Man 4 block coming at you. This was just the beginning. And needless to say, the rest of the runs are going to be just as entertaining, just as exciting. Back-to-back Mega Man 4 runs in this Cossack Cup. It's going to be awesome.
All right,
Colonel yields the floor.
Yeah, I don't believe we're gonna have either of them come in, but man, that was exciting. Those first, I guess, first 5 stages up through Skull, just everything that could happen there was a lot of excitement going on.
Very good. It's a very good race to get this Mega Man block started because. I mean, that's what you want to see with these 2 close, tightly knit runners just having a great back and forth race. Just awesome to see.
Yeah, very good. That's going to move Fatso ahead in the brackets. Now, this is something that we mentioned before we came on air here, but our next match is going to be Mr. Cab 55 versus Becco, and the winner of that will be taking on ColonelFatso. So we've got a chance at seeing Becco versus Fatso, which is currently the #1 versus #3 on the leaderboards.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see.
That would be a pretty wild one. And then, of course, Mr. Cab is an extremely talented runner. We could see a big upset there. And if that happens, then Cab versus Fatso, I think, would be a fantastic race as well.
I agree.
So, a lot of action on the brackets. Lots that's going to be decided tonight.
Yeah, so and what I'm excited for is if Not Riley wins and Sage Hero wins in their respective brackets matches, we could see an AGDQ 2020 rematch because both of those were in opposite teams in the Mega Man 4 relay at GDQ, and we could have a rematch going on. So that would be very interesting to see.
Yeah, lots of people that know each other well, lots of fantastic runners, lots of fantastic times. It's been a fantastic tournament so far, and I just am so excited to see where it goes from here.
Yeah. Right. That'll do it for me. I want to just say GG to the runners again. Thanks for SpeedGaming for hosting us in this amazing Mega Man 4 tournament. And shout outs to Looking Toad and Manix and Waiter and all those who helped organize this and put it together. You guys are absolutely amazing. Thank you for putting this together. And I can't wait to watch the rest of this tournament play out.
All right, everybody, stick around. I'll be back for the next race with Pro 007. Like I said, that's Cab versus Becco. And then we got 2 more races right after that. So, get yourself a fine beverage, pop some popcorn, and get cozied in because it's going to be a good night of Mega Man.
All right, guys. See you later.